Howdy Australia, and welcome to FJ Holden Jive Talking episode 20. I'm just going through the Nasco Accelerator magazine, the monthly newsletter, and I'm just pulling out, to give people an idea about cost on the time, the pricing for Nasco accessories that were under £2. So just giving people a little bit of an idea about what was available in the day. So we're talking about Christmas 1956. So the FE had just been introduced. Now they've got two types of number plate frames, and they say it adds distinction to number plates. Chrome plated frames, tubular and telescopic. Well, that's exactly what they are. You can see how round they are, and you can also see the little slot here that the number plate actually goes into, to enable fitting to a Y size number plate. Never heard of a Y size number plate, but anyway, I know ours is different to the Americans, but that's beside the point. Now they've got two here. The universal part is M11999, and that's £1, 7 shillings and sixpence. And the other one is Holden part number M31308, which is £1, 3 shillings and 6. They're all plus tax, but anyway. I got this off my good mate, Collie Cockroach, the late Colin Pryor, who I'll forever miss. One of my good friends when we were doing scrutineering together of cars, FJs and early Holdens for you name it, we scrutineered it. So anyway, I'll skip the cigarette lighter. Mud flaps. Now, they've got two here. They've got one for an FE, which is 740 6235 at £2, 2 shillings, but the FJ is 740 5278, and it's £1, 14 and 6. So the FJ is half, 60% of the price. Now you can see, so this is a left hand, so that's going to go like that. You can see the kick that's on the mud flap. So this is, if the wheel is there and it's throwing debris back, well, they want the tread to throw the debris back, and because this has got the kick on the inside of it, the debris hits here and then just falls down. So that's the idea behind it. So that's the 1, 14 and 6 mud flap for the FJ. So great little buy there. So that will fit sedan, ute, panel van, do the lot. So that's not a problem. There's a luggage compartment lamp here for an FJ, and also 48215. Had one, swapped it for a bathroom cabinet when I was young and stupid, but anyway, put that aside. Now, the next thing is the petrol tank locking cap. Now, with all the FJs and the FXs for that matter, I got this from Ellie Holden Parts. Thank you, Pauline. You got the cap itself. It's knurled or turned here so that you've got some grip on it. And if you were super flash, you would go and buy a fill guard, and you would push, you take the cap off, you would slip the fill guard over the filler neck, and then that would fit up against the body, and then you would have the petrol cap over the top of it. Now, that was standard. Now, there was two types. There was this one that we've spoken about before, so that's got the tumblers in the middle of it. But there's this one which I've got the info on. Now, I've shown this was the type that I had on my ute. It's a lot heavier, so I don't know if it's bronze or what it is, but the tumbler's at the very bottom, so it sort of sits like that, and it actually does look quite smart when you've got a fill guard on there. It looks quite smart. It looks a bit chunky, but it's nonetheless. And it says attractive design with chrome finish, sturdily built, available for Holden, Vauxhall, Bedford and other makes. Now, I don't know whether that means the same combination at the back fits other makes, or whether there was, slight variations. However, that's what it says. So, and it is £1, 12 and 6. So £1, 12 shillings and 6 pence. Now, the next little one they've got is called a comeback fender mirror. Now, I've shown subscribers this on the FJ Holden Master Parts Catalogue. Now, I've also told people that Nasco didn't make anything, which is really important to always remember. Nasco didn't make anything. It's the accessories and parts selling arm of General Motors. So Nasco would send out a specification together with drawings, have relationships with people at Wybrock and Repco and wherever else to make things for the Lenlock, to make the pull-to door handles, all that sort of stuff. Now, in this case, I'll try and get it in there for you. You can see the Wybrock there. So they would make some with the Nasco brand on it, and then they would also put their own brand on it too, and just sell them. So it's the same thing, and under AHF rules and guidelines, you don't get penalised for that. It's perfectly fine to have one or the other. Now, in the last episode, I talked about the anti-glare mask, the little plastic lens that folds down over the mirror. Whereas this is what I had in my ute. I had the glare-proof rear view mirror. A flick of the metal tab on the bottom of the mirror dims dangerous glare from following headlights by tilting the reflecting surface. Part is 929327. 929327. Okay, so that doesn't even sound like an FJ part number, which would be 740. And it is £1.14. So £1 and 14 shillings. So, look, you can buy these now. They're making them. If you want something nice for your car, I mean, this is perfectly fine. What I'm showing people is something rare from the 1950s, which is standard for the creature comforts of today with your Bellina or your Calais or your Falcon or your Fairmont or your Hyundai or whatever is the case. You don't think anything of it. Okay, next cab off the rank is the door mounting rear view mirror. Now, it's same with Wybrock. Wybrock's there, you can see it. They've got it in a little bit more of a different design though this time, but definitely Wybrock. Nice mirror, and it's got some inner screws. Now that goes up the door, and I always fit it with tube rubber from an inner tube from a tyre, as not to ruin your paint or damage your paint. And it says, door mounting rear view mirror gives wide view of the road. Lead backed means anti-glare vision at night. Fully adjustable. Well, it is fully adjustable. It's got the little universal in there, so and you just tighten it there. So that's a terrific little thing. Now, one of the things that I liked when I was getting ours organised was this little sucker. Now, I saw one of these up at Toowoomba Swap Meet, and the bloke wanted $150 for it. So it gives you a bit of an idea about value. But the Nasco is stamped in here and made in England. So that's where the real ones will come from. I'm going to put little white in there to make it pop. I just haven't done it yet because I don't know whether I'm Arthur, Martha or General MacArthur. So, really sturdy construction, and then that'll be going straight in my car. So I'm super duper happy with that. But that is the 4-point socket wrench, steel forging, fully heat treated for greater strength. Socket size is 11/16, 3/4, 13/16, 7/8, and it's part number M31645, and it's £1.10. £1.10. But here we have my little favourite. Now, I bought this for my wife. Now, when Tracy comes driving with me, when we're on a cruise or whatever, she's not really a car person. Well, she's not a car person. However, I want her to enjoy the time we're in the car as much as possible. She'll be reading a magazine or whatever. But if she's got makeup or things like that to apply, this little mirror attaches to the internal sun visors. And so it'll slip on the passenger one. so that when you actually bring it down, she'll be able to check her makeup, check her hair, whatever she wants to do. And it'll be a case with this, well, she can do that. Now, I think I've only seen one or two since 1981. So I was, the first time I saw this, I grabbed it. Now it's, it's like the original paint finish on it is like a gunmetal finish, or hammer finish, I think they call it. That's right, hammer finish. But I think Cadillac and Buick did little accessories like this too. So as my dear old uncle would say, if you can't dodge a dodge, dodge a forward. If you want to get something else, well, I would just be trying. I would be looking up interior sun visor mirrors and trying to get something that's, got the little hooks on there and they just go straight over your sun visor. But I think that's a terrific thing. I've left it, from sitting on the shelf because it'll be ready to go in the FJ panel wagon when it's ready to roll. But yeah, so that little bunch that I've just shown you, they were all under £2. So, they would be trotted out for Father's Day or for Easter or for Christmas. Just, ideas to buy Dad, or they would make a shop window and they would put them in the shop window, or they would have them at the parts counter. So, like, I'll just give you an idea. There's a couple of shop windows right there, one there and one there. So they were trying to make accessories, cheap where they could, but you could also get the parcel shelf. I'll get a parcel, my parcel shelf out for people one day and show them. They're £2 16 shillings. Rear mud flaps we've talked about. These are all between £2 and £5. The automatic windscreen washer. Well, we've got. Sorry to be disorganised, but there's one there. They're made by Trico, and they'll have the, the sticker. Oh, that's where the screw part goes, but they'll have the Trico sticker at the front, and I'll look at the embossing on that glass, and I just think that's great. And there's a couple of kinds. There's the electric kind, and then there's the vacuum kind. But that just gives people a bit of an idea. But look, as far as I'm concerned, all the Nasco stuff you get, it's as good as money in the bank as far as, putting it on your car, increasing the value and the worth of it. It makes it a little bit safer, makes it easier to use, it makes it more enjoyable. And not only that, you'll never lose money with Nasco things, even if you've got something you want to turn it around. So from that perspective, I would implore people, if you find these little accelerator books, they are a great font of information. And if you have any trouble, well, just reach out to me, and I'm sure we can organise something. But I hope you liked the under £2 episode for FJ Holden Jive Talking, where we were talking about what is the actual cost of Nasco. But anyway, you folks have a nice day, and I'll talk to you another time. Thank you.